Hello and welcome into historic Keyworth Stadium in Hamtramck, Michigan for tonight's Midwest Premier League matchup between Detroit City FC and BiH Grand Rapids. I'm Jarrett Mackey alongside Chris Mills. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. Detroit City FC comes into this one at the top of the Midwest Premier League, having played 10 games, whereas BiH Grand Rapids finds themselves in 5th place, but they do have 4 games in hand. Last time out, this Detroit City FC under-23 side played in Lansing on Independence Day last Sunday. They were absolutely dominated. 3-0, dropped that one, their first drop points of the season. Chris, what are you looking for the Detroit City FC side to bounce back from that one?
Well, for Detroit, they've had a week off since that loss in Lansing, and obviously you want to see them jump out early in this one and get back on the attacking foot, something that they've been very good at the entire season, hence them being at the top of the table. I want to see Keith Larson involved early and pushing the play out on the left. I think that would be their main source of attack. Get Wasim the service he needs and get them a goal that they very much need after their scoreless outing last week.
Keith Larson and Wasim Mutana came on at Lansing in that second half, and within 5-10 minutes you saw that was the difference in what they were kind of lacking in that first half out there on that super hot Independence Day there on Sunday. And I think them being in the starting 11 shows that Javier Bautista kind of knows what went wrong last week and looks to rectify that here against a very, very physical BiH Grand Rapids team. And Wasim Mutana gets us underway here at Keyworth Stadium. Larson playing on the left is pretty interesting call. He's been sort of the main striker up top every time he's played out there for Detroit City FC this season. So interested to see what he does on the left as Wasim Mutana takes that place up top. Early giveaway here by Lachlan Hepburn. BiH Grand Rapids looks to get something going here. Sam Harsh is going to run over to cover it. Lachlan Hepburn to ground. Good save early by Sean Ellis. It'll be a corner for BiH Grand Rapids.
Definitely a shaky start for Detroit there, giving the ball up and not being able to press quick enough to get the ball off of that. And yes, we have a corner. Here we go.
It's one of the things that Detroit City's found all their success. Their bread and butter this season really has been that midfield press, but see if that's sustainable over a long course of the season. Javi Bautista was telling me earlier, lost a lot of their college guys already at this point in the season, so gonna hope they can replicate the same magic with maybe some guys that haven't had a lot of minutes all season. Corner coming in. Headed on. Looks like it'll be another corner, BiH Grand Rapids. Looks like Jose Chepe Lopez is going to run over to take that one on the far side. First ball in on that corner on the near side was a pretty good delivery, just into the mixer, trying to get something going off of it. Like it'll be a in-swinger here. Sean Ellis missed the punch and went over everybody. I think that could be another throw in here for BiH Grand Rapids. Thought it went by everybody and would have gone out for a city throw, but center referee saw it different.
Another opportunity there. You want to see Detroit get it out of their half now and get on the ball a little bit so they can regain a footing in their in the game right now. They've been
early start though. I mean, 2 minutes in, but already 2 corners for BiH Grand Rapids. Detroit City FC, they found themselves top of the table in Midwest Premier League, and really the only time this season they've found difficulty was that game against Lansing and then 2 tough games against the Michigan Stars. So not really used to being on the back foot this side, but good showing of character to see how they respond to it here early as Lachlan Hepburn goes down. Shion Soga tracking back pretty far to try to get that one out. Kept in though, and BiH Grand Rapids look really composed on the ball. Recycling play back to their center backs.
That's something you probably see a lot from Shion Soga today. Is him playing the number 10 role and able to drop back and help out and soak up some of the pressure from Grand Rapids.
He really is the motor in this Detroit City FC team. It's really impressive to watch. Just how creative. I don't want to use the word annoying, but annoying he can be on the press to teams that are playing against him, and he's everywhere on the pitch at once.
On top of his creative presence, once he gets himself in the attacking third, definitely.
Brady Walker trying to get something going with Shion Soga in the attacking midfield there, just unable to get it. As James Lee now looks ahead. Captain's armband for James Lee. Been involved in nearly every single game so far for Detroit City FC under-23 side. As Wasim Mutana tries to keep that one in play. Goes out for a throw in deep in Grand Rapids half. It'll be Lachlan Hepburn, the Saginaw State University Cardinal, to take this throw in. Handball, I believe, goes against Grand Rapids. This is an interesting free kick situation. Detroit City FC whenever they've had a free kick in a situation like this, usually would turn to Bosch Tanny, but he no longer with this under-23 side for the rest of the season, as he and his brother have thought they were going to go for the kick there, but Shion Soga takes it quickly. Josh waits.
I want to see what this left side of the field can do for Detroit with Brady Walker and Keith Larson. I feel like Keith Larson later in this game will end up being like more of a left-sided striker, and if Brady Walker can push up like he is right now, like that would be something that could be pretty prolific for Detroit.
Keith Larson's frame, you put him in the box, he really is a physical presence out there. Can play with his back to goal, has a creative ball, creative pass in him, but also is a really lethal finisher as we've seen throughout the season. He's got to get him in those positions where he can shine. Interested to see how he does that from the left. Well, I think every time he looks to receive the ball, it is with his back to goal, so I wouldn't be shocked if we saw that. And then maybe someone like Shion Soga or Brady Walker making an overlapping run. Try to get in those positions in the box, edge of the area, things like that, as Grand Rapids win the ball back in the midfield and try to build something out of this.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that there's a game plan on that left side. You see how far up Brady Walker is. Larson playing up forward. Luckily, Detroit was able to stop that counterattack and regroup in the back.
Kellen Landefeld, good to see him in the side, as he's the only Michigan State player left here currently at the Detroit City FC under-23 side. One of the biggest things about college ball is how long you get to keep some of your players due to commitments with college preseasons and things of that nature. So Kellen Landefeld out there, one of the best players for this side all season. Good to see him in today's starting 11, and he could be on this one from Wasim Mutana. Right for the ball into the box. Keith Larson's up there for it. Punched away by the Grand Rapids goalkeeper. Shion Soga, though, keeps it in play for Le Rouge.
That was a very nice bit of play, and you'll probably see that a lot with Keith. You see how high Keith Larson's able to get with his presence. So that's definitely something that will be happening. Now he's playing in the middle, and there's a little bit of a shift with Shion going out to the left.
That's one of the things about Shion Soga is he really can play on, central, left, right, anywhere really. So a lot of flexibility in that forward line for Detroit City FC, as well as Wasim Mutana. We've seen him as he's come on for Detroit City FC sometimes drop, into the midfield, look for those balls, look for those really cheeky little flicks through to the path of strikers, and we'll see some of that today if people like Keith Larson and Shion Soga can advance past him. Good pressure here from Landefeld and Mutana. Going to go out for a Grand Rapids throw-in. Colin Landefeld, Mutana now tries to get it back to Soga. Battle here in the midfield. Looks like Keith Larson's going to get on the end of it. Don't be fooled by Keith Larson's frame. He also very quick feet. A lot of pace for his size.
You don't want to see that as a defender running at you.
I would not. Lee plays it across. Sam Harsh. Sam Harsh, of course, Yale University. Ivy League did not play in the spring 21 as most conferences did to make up their 2020 season, so no time on the field for him yet at Yale. Coached by former Detroit City FC head coach Kylie Stannard. Just Keith Larson tries to get on the end of that one. Push out a play by the Grand Rapids right back.
It was a great ball. Another one from James Lee there, being able to pick out from the left to the right, go down the field with his kicks. It's something that's pretty dangerous with how fast Detroit City FC is.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, he's a great defender, but then he can also ping a ball like that. As we see Sam Harshy find Keith Larson, edge of the area. Of course, Keith Larson scored the opener in the last time the Detroit City FC under-23 side played at home. That was in the 2-1 win against the Michigan Stars. We were on the call for that one for the first 30 before Storm came and wiped us out. Harsh going to try to get on the other one. Does well to get over to it. Lachlan Hepburn's wrist tape's fallen off a little bit. Surprisingly not the first time his wrist tape's been falling off. James
Heather.
Lee there, not afraid to put his body on the line. Gets up. Captain's armband. Like I said, he's been involved. He and Josh Waits, a really strong partnership back there in that back line. Harshy, one of those guys who's been on the bench for a lot of the season, but now with some of these college guys gone, has his chance to shine in the first team. Talked to Coach Javi Bautista before the match. He said, we lost a lot of our college guys the rest of the season. He's already talked to some of the guys on the bench and told them that their success this season, rest of the year, hinges on some of these guys who haven't had minutes to step up and integrate themselves into the team as fast as possible. And we're seeing a good example of that today with Harshy out there in that midfield.
It's a good game to prove yourself with how
Really
good Grand Rapids has been this season in the few games they've played.
Brady Walker there, good job to kind of get something out of there. His first touch would have wanted a little bit more out of it. Mutana keeps that one in play. Back to goal. We see Mutana dribbles through, creates space for himself. Mutana still has the ball. Goes down. Shion Soga, edge of the area, right-footed strike, just over the crossbar. Shion Soga there.
That is some of the best dribbling I've seen at this level.
That was
fun to watch.
He had
He
the
was able
ball the whole time.
He had to go through what looked like 3 or 4 defenders multiple times, and unfortunately didn't get the penalty for himself. But
Still got the shot off,
yeah,
though, which is super impressive there. And a really, good job to keep it in. I'm sure a coach, Javier Bautista, is going to like that one. A lot of players may have given up on that one. They saw it go that high in the air, but did well to maintain possession for his side. Grand Rapids there just watches it bounce out of play. Good touches so far for Ryan Dobson. Again, another one of those guys. Hasn't seen the field a lot this season, but looked pretty composed, all things considered, out there in Lansing last Sunday. Keith Larson here gets on the end of a through ball. First touch, took it away from him, but he's not going to give up on that one. And then referee didn't like what he saw there. It's a foul against Keith Larson.
That's part of where his size kind of hurts him, trying to jockey for the ball, and sometimes it looks a lot worse than it really is just because of his strength.
Referee's not going to be giving too many calls his way. Built like that. Shion Soga, good touch. Gets it down to Mutana. Kellen Landefeld tried to chase that one. Only as far as the Grand Rapids left back. It's going to be Moses Crawford Jr. be impressed by Landefeld. Harsh wins it back. Cleared away. All the way back to Josh Waits.
Detroit's definitely settled into this game now. After a shaky first 60 seconds, they've not given Grand Rapids much of the ball. They've been passing it around and having most of the time their way.
Keith Larson gets on the end of this one. Finds Mutana. Mutana in the box, pushed down. Referee is going to ignore the calls for a penalty there and say it's a corner kick.
That might have been the right call there. He got to the ball first. Might have been shoulders in the box.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to see stuff like that be called penalties. Looks like it was just center back beat him there to it. Shouldered him off the ball. Goes out for a corner. Detroit City FC can't be too upset about that one.
Yeah, if the first that Wasim penalty claim wasn't a penalty, that definitely shouldn't have been.
Shion Soga now.
Either.
Ball in. Good delivery. Larson at the far post, goes over for a Grand Rapids goal kick.
That would have been an interesting one if that stood, because Larson was way over the defender's back on that one.
Looks like he was using him as a jungle gym of sorts to get up there for that one.
That's part where his size comes into play. It can either help him or hurt him. Whether the ref would have deemed that a foul if the ball went in the net, we won't know.
Been impressed with the response, though, from Detroit City FC. I mean, the game in Lansing was, I don't think anyone on the field was going to be proud of that one. But it's good to see them come out. And as I say that here, Grand Rapids could be in. Ball through into the box. Left-footed strike comes in. Sean Ellis does well to get down and then pick up the scraps. Rolls it out. Gets started right away. Lachlan Hepburn on this near side.
It's a great shot from City's defense to push the striker out of that. Cut down his shot.
Huge ball over the top. Mutana gets on the end of it. Was going to look to maybe play in Shion Soga there, but pushed out of play. Samuel. Marshy referee not having any of it from the Grand Rapids midfielder. Going to go out for a Grand Rapids throw in on this near side. Right about midfield. Grand Rapids are communicating a lot down there on the field. We can hear it. Great day for soccer here at Keyworth Stadium. Not too hot, not too cold, just really neutral day, I would call it, weather-wise. Soga gets stuck in there, wins the ball back for his side. Keith Larson runs with his head up now. Finds Mutana. Gonna go out, gonna say last touched by Wasim Mutana. Don't think he's gonna agree with that one as he was getting ready to take the throw in. I think if you're the head coach of both teams, you got to be somewhat satisfied with the way this game started. I think if you're Javi Bautista, you got to be thrilled with the way your sides come out and show not too much fear going forward, but also pretty composed at the back, except for that first, like you mentioned, Chris, shaky 60 seconds. If you're the head coach of Grand Rapids, got to be pretty happy with the way your side has kind of weathered this storm of Detroit City FC attack. And, you know, like you said, came out hot with the first 60 seconds, 90 seconds, back-to-back corners. So I think both sides are pretty happy with where we stand right now. 14, nearly 15 minutes gone.
We'll see how much more of the ball they have to chase for Grand Rapids, seeing that they played yesterday, see what their legs are going to be looking like towards the end of this game.
Grand Rapids played Inter Detroit yesterday in the Midwest Premier League, winning that one 4-1. Foul there against Grand Rapids. Looks like it was James Lee that was brought down. Takes it quickly to the feet of Sam Harsh.
Great tackle.
Won the ball. Good job by Sheehan Soga to stay on his feet there as well. Ambitious ball through the middle there by Grand Rapids. All the way back to Sean Ellis. Kalamazoo College goalkeeper. Josh Waits gets the ball out to Brady Walker, who's not afraid to bomb forward as a sort of a left wing back, as Keith Larson takes possession here. And Keith Larson really just in a league of his own out here. Mutana, good ball. Referee's going to say edge of the area, free kick. That was the Keith Larson show for a second there, wasn't it, Chris?
Yeah, definitely could have picked a couple infractions right there. And referee Leighton Kelly decides to go with the free kick just outside the area.
Just such a commanding presence out there up top. Keith Larson, just, you know, not only is he a huge frame, we talked about his pace, but that shows right there he can dribble past people as well.
Oh, yeah, very graceful on the ball for someone for his size. Very dangerous player, especially to have out on the left, just because then you have another player like Wasim Mutana just to have up front, and then you have that just duo that can do, you know, you got the pace and the dribbling, what we've already seen from Mutana, and then have all of what Keith Larson has to offer on the left is pretty dangerous.
This is about as close as you can get to a free kick without being a penalty here. It looks like Sheehan Soga and Brady Walker standing over at the Grand Rapids wall, looking to help out their goalkeeper. One down on the ground as well in case try to go under. Sheehan Soga, right-footed effort.
Oh,
depth perception nearly got the best of me there. Just over the bar from Soga. Interesting to see maybe.
That's two just over the bar for him.
Get a look at it after the match, how close that was to being a penalty. But about as close as you can get to being inside the box as possible. Good pressing from Harsh there. Mutana now trying to win that one back, does so. Landefeld, cross field to Larson.
A lot of space.
Larson, few touches, dribbles into the box. Last touch a little bit too heavy. Still a throw in deep for Detroit City FC. Good throw in there by Larson to find Dobson. James Lee. Hepburn now. Landefeld dribbling in. Soga turns to create space. Turns again to create space. Appeals for a handball. Ignored. Dobson far side out to Walker. Dobson ball over the top. Headed away. Almost last ditch effort there by the Grand Rapids center back. Interesting decision to try to touch that one and keep it in. As it's a turnover there. Grand Rapids get the ball back. Going to be a throw in.
It's a huge break for Grand Rapids. That was a lot of sustained pressure from Detroit. They haven't been able to get it out of their box since that free kick.
Grand Rapids definitely under the cosh here in the last 5-10 minutes. Starting to see that quality from Detroit City FC's attacking line starting to seep through a little bit.
That looked like it went out, and it indeed did.
Yep. Landefeld thought about throwing that in quickly. Instead leaves it for Brady Walker.
What I've been seeing from Grand Rapids is they're pretty narrow with this formation, 2 banks of 4. And when when the attack goes to one side, it leaves, like, you know, Keith Larson, like a couple minutes ago, is out there on the left. And, you know, James Lee looking to ping left and right because it's just not – they're being ignored a little bit, and that's definitely what DCFC is looking for.
Hepburn tried to out-muscle the Grand Rapids right back there. One back by Mutana, excuse me. Ball played across. Brady Walker's going to take a touch. Few touches, edge of the area.
Great
back out to Landefeld. Oh, great closing. Incredible pressure to win that ball back. Josh Waits takes a few touches. Looking forward. Playing with his head up is the Manchester England center back.
We'll see how some other Manchester England center backs will be doing today.
There you go. I'm sure his mind's going to be thinking about that one immediately once he hears this final whistle here at Keyworth Stadium. Keith Larson, so impressive on the ball. Tries to find Mutana, who keeps it in nearly, but just couldn't get the second touch on it.
That's a ill-advised pass, but looks like Detroit's not able to capitalize on that right away.
The height of it just kind of took it away from Lachlan Hepburn there. Dobson tries to win it back in the midfield. Grand Rapids here could be onto something. Far side. Cutting inside. Edge of the area. Referee's going to say that was a foul. Sam Harsh can't believe it. Looks like the Detroit City FC bench can't believe it either.
That was definitely a tough one. Leighton Kelly, I feel, is one of the more experienced referees, though, so you got to take what he gives you.
Good look at the Keyworth light towers here. Keeping things well lit on a overcast day with a little bit of rain. Of course, one of the most hallowed grounds in U.S. soccer. We're back to free kick position here. Looks pretty dangerous. Detroit City FC wall making sure they're good. Sean Ellis making up his wall. Sean Ellis, of course, saved a penalty in Lansing. That was probably one of the early highlights from last Sunday's match. Free kick comes in.
Ooh, found its way through.
Well saved by Ellis, though. Did well to get down and over to his left, yeah.
There you go. Passes like that where they can definitely ping one out. See how lucky they can get with Wasim, the pressure he's put on. I've seen him at Detroit Inter take the ball off one of the goalkeepers and just walk it in. Definitely something.
Really is a relentless player when it comes to pressing, and that seems to be the way a lot of modern teams are playing these days. You know, around the world, football pressing seems to be what's very in style right now. How you win football matches, very easy on the eye football to watch.
Absolutely, you had the possession type, you know, soccer that was played for so long, and you know, if you don't have the ball, you can't do anything against it. So definitely something that has entered the game. It's only demanding more of the players nowadays, though. The fitness levels you got to be at to play a full 90 minutes of straight press.
We've seen, you know, you mentioned full 90 minutes of straight press. That's basically on the game plan for every single Detroit City FC Under-23 side match. It's impressive, you know, the fitness levels some of these guys have. And to do it so often, I mean, they haven't had to play a match one day and then a match the next day like Grand Rapids have done here. But a lot of matches. Larson tries to get into that one. Good job by Jay Torich to come out, clear that one, sweep a keeper, roll a little bit.
Definitely have to, and Keith Larson's busting through the back four like that.
Especially with the pace that he has, and mentioned pace, dribbling, you know, size, and also a lethal finisher. We'll see, I bet, at least a glimpse of that today. Only 23 minutes in. I haven't really seen too many clear-cut chances yet for either side. A few corners here and there, but
a few free kicks for sure.
A few free kicks, yep. A few of those Shion Soga attempts coming a little bit close, but nothing too worrying for either goalkeeper so far. Mutana chases this one back into the hands of the goalkeeper. They recycle possession to their center backs.
Just a matter of Grand Rapids can get the ball through this midfield. They haven't been able to. Looks like they got some space now out here on the left. That might have been a handball there.
I think, you know, if you're Grand Rapids, you just want to kind of hold on to the ball for a minute, slow the game down, get some possession, feel a little bit more comfortable here at Keyworth Stadium. Definitely feels like, you know, you're away. They've been up against it this whole match, except for the first minute. Just get some touches on the ball. Good win there by Shion Soga over to Keith Larson. Detroit City FC of bodies committed forward here. Larson on the run, cuts inside. Keith Larson, right-footed effort, finds the back of the net. Keith Larson.
That's what we've been telling you, folks. Keith Larson can just about do it all. That's fast break offense right there.
That was an incredible goal.
Didn't elect to pass it. Kept taking touches and belted one into the top left.
Really good win there by Shion Soga to get the ball back in the midfield. Found Keith Larson, who dribbled past a guy, took a few touches inside, right-footed effort, edge of the area. Grand Rapids goalkeeper rooted to the spot. Nothing he could have done on that one.
Oh, yeah, the man's a baller.
And Detroit City FC, 25 minutes in, 1-0 up in this one. So we get another beautiful look at the Keyworth Light Towers. What a goal that was by Keith Larson.
Absolutely. We'll see how that goal.
Special strike.
See how Grand Rapids deals with that goal, whether it's going to open up a little bit more and provide even more chances, if they're going to come out of their shell a little bit more and try to push up.
The goal was deserved from Detroit City FC.
Absolutely.
They'd been knocking on the door for the last 15 minutes or so. And now if you're Grand Rapids, you've seen this all season, you know, how do they react? Do they come out and try to slow the game down like I said before? Or do they go, we got to get a goal now to get something out of this game and push bodies forward, which then opens them up at the back. So really interested to see how their game plan changes following that absolute wonder strike from Keith Larson.
Absolutely. Much better start to the game for Detroit, especially after their last disappointing game against Lansing. Shion Soga finds himself with the ball, now dispossessed.
Tried to do the body feint there to beat the Grand Rapids midfielder, unable to get that one to come off as play switches to this near side. Keith Larson quickly becoming a favorite here at Detroit City FC, this under-23 side. You really see that he, you know, it's one thing to be a super talented, gifted player. He also plays with heart. Ton of heart Keith Larson plays with, and he's really making his shot count.
Oh, you can see by the celebration he had, you know. Definitely means something to him to score goals like that.
And I mean, all of his goals have been, you know, pretty. You mentioned the Wasim Mutan. I mean, they all count the same. But some of them you have on the highlight reel, you have on the huddle tape.
Absolutely.
And that's one of them that he'll be sharing on YouTube for a while, for years to come. Ball played in, Mutana header.
Ooh.
Just flashes too much of that near post and goes out for a goal kick. Rain starting to come down a little bit here at Keyworth Stadium.
One thing Detroit's done with their wingers, that you can see that they're playing pretty up on the left and right back of Grand Rapids, not really letting them have an overlap without them being on there to press. So you're going to need to see Grand Rapids have some help from their midfielders to have any kind of system to get out of the press that they've constantly been in. If they want to break, they're going to have to figure something out like that.
Jose Shepe Lopez there fell over, I think maybe because of the rain there, and allowed
which is now picked up.
Brady Walker to win back possession. Ball played forward. James Lee gets it down, blasts it forward to Larson. He's going to leap up for that one and loses out. Rare time he loses out on a header, but to a center back, so amicable enough. Ball played forward. Josh Waits wins the battle this time. Few touches. Forward now, Dobson. Far side. Running with the ball, just absolutely taking them to school. Shion Soga fouled there, edge of the area. Grand Rapids players really can't believe that one.
Yeah, as a defender, that's definitely a tough one, but as soon as you stop your body and, you know, get the defender to commit, you go right into him. There's no referee has no choice there. Another dangerous spot. I feel like this is just a little bit further out for Shion Soga if he chooses to hit this one again, that he might have time to get it up and over the wall and get it back down again.
It's pretty much dead on, too, in terms of, not really an angle here. So
You can go either way with this.
if you have it, I wouldn't rule out Brady Walker taking a stab at this one from more of a left-footed situation. Brady Walker, of course, has goals
Looks like
in his
that might be
locker.
the case.
Left-footed ball in. Save,
Ooh.
parried away by Grand Rapids goalkeeper. Goes out for Detroit City FC. Throw in deep. Really, Detroit City FC growing into this one. Grand Rapids certainly on the back foot ever since that first minute of play. Soga tries to win that one back.
There's too many
Gonna be
buys for Detroit. Looks like
Foul
one of those
against
guys.
Detroit, yep. 29.5 minutes gone here at Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC 1-0 up, courtesy of a Keith Larson strike. And what a strike it was. Really just good stuff out of the number 13 forward for Detroit City FC. Out of Warren, Michigan, fellow East Sider like you and me. Really showing that it is possible, anyone to do it. Ball played forward, near side. Lachlan Hepburn trying to snuff out any attack.
Well, if you can ball, Detroit will find you.
There you go.
This level, Detroit's been able to become a staple of soccer in this area.
Going to be a foul against them as we LaRouge. Referee's going to.
Didn't like where the ball was kicked off from.
Detroit City FC, though, it just kind of shows like their intent when it comes to games like this. They're up 1-0. They've been dominating. They could, take their foot off the gas a little bit, calm things down, but they're really electing to just go forward, try to get more goals, try to put this game to bed a little bit earlier than, if they just tried to hold on to this 1-0 lead that we've seen that kind of soccer be played before. Just shut the thing down once you go 1-0 up.
It's good positioning from Josh Waits there. Had the wing backs definitely a little bit forward there. He was able to clean it up for everybody. While everybody was pushed up a little further than they could.
Good ball
further
over
than
the
they should have
top.
been.
Katana trying to press onto it. Takes a few bounces out of play. It'll be a goal kick to Grand Rapids.
You wonder how many runs these the forwards can make for Grand Rapids. Just try to make anything happen and see if anybody in the midfield or defense can pick them out from up top.
Every time they get the ball, they're making the runs, but nothing's come of it yet. They just can't get the ball through that midfield press of Detroit City FC. We see it again there as Dobson tries really hard to win the ball back. Lee's pretty far forward on this one. Going to race over, act as a sort of a right back here to try to win the ball back for his side. Plays it back into the midfield. She and Soga pressing.
That was definitely some inspired dribbling right there to get Grand Rapids, get their team forward.
Good ball out as Keith Larson was pressing in. Like we mentioned before, we don't want to see that frame running at you at full speed looking for the ball. Harsh wins it back to Waits. Larson turns, gets his feet on it. Larson now has Mutana up with him. Elects to dribble inside again, being hacked at. Keith Larson, Scott Runners couldn't find Mutana. Maybe he should have looked up to Landefeld on his right-hand side.
Definitely. Landefeld in acres of space.
But again, that was a carbon copy of where the goal came from. Just win the ball in the midfield and then running forward with it. And Shion Soga now finds Larson. Soga's fouled in the midfield. Going to be a yellow card here. Dispatched to, I believe that's number 5 for Grand Rapids. Third or fourth foul on Detroit City FC midfielders. That yellow card is not too big of a surprise.
We'll definitely start to see if he starts shutting them out a little more, but it hasn't been as physical of a game up until that point.
No number 5 on the roster we were given for Grand Rapids. So ball over the top, caught calmly there by Jay Torich.
Saw that on the roster earlier and knew we'd be in for it once something happened.
Lee rising up to that one. Going to go back to Lachlan Hepburn, who plays it to Sean Ellis, who just blasts it forward, trying to find Landefeld to win the header.
Moses Crawford heads that out of play.
And then put into the stands there. Jake Pellerito. He went to high school with a guy called Jake Pellerito. Not the same one, though.
Yeah, we'll see. Definitely not him.
Walker, far side. Dribbling in. Not all the way, though. Gets cleared out by the right back for Grand Rapids. Mutana trying to press and win the ball back in the box. The issue with playing between your center backs, the other team wins one tackle and they're through on goal. Hepburn finds Dobson. Goes back to Hepburn by way of the ankle of the Grand Rapids forward. Waits up to Larson. Archie back to him there. Good 1-2 with Brady Walker to create space. Good job there from Thompson, sustaining the pressure.
Definitely got a lot of time, the defenders. Not seeing anybody really closing it down. Grand Rapids really keeping their shape. Waiting for Detroit to make the move. A lot of space out here on the right. Keith Larson might see that now.
Tried to find Selga with that ball in over the top. Back to Torch. Throw, really good throw there to his left back.
Who's got space, and if you choose, you can get it up, they might be in trouble. Not good enough pass from Moses Crawford, but wins it back in the midfield.
Good job there to win it back after giving the ball away. You can give the ball away as much as you want as long as you wing it back right afterward. Teammates not going to be too upset with you there. Grand Rapids looking up, trying to go forward here. Trying to get a foothold in this game while the score is only 1-0. Hepburn there heads it out of play. Crawford Jr. going to take this throw in. Oh, she's going to shield that one. Going to sadly say they got the last touch on it, and it'll be a throw in deep to Grand Rapids here. Very seldom been in this deep in the Detroit City FC half since the first couple minutes in this one, so going to try to relish in this opportunity. Lachlan Hepburn gets back. Kept in, though. Sean Ellis gets a hand on it. Really crucial hand on there. Larson turns.
Yeah, lackadaisical defending there. The ball got into James Lee, and then everyone around him just let him take him. He was able to spin off of Lee without any support from the rest of the back line, get a shot off there. Great keeping from Sean Ellis, though.
Beautiful. Light towers at Keyworth Stadium. Pressed on by Wasim Mutana. Forward now. Keith Larson being urged on by his head coach, Javi Bautista, on this touchline to press the goalkeeper. Try to force him into a mistake, perhaps. Good job. This is the sustained pressure running at you at all times. Sort of a wall of attacking in midfield. Such a hard team to play against. Such a hard style of football to play against. Especially if you just played 90 minutes last night, as Grand Rapids did against Inter Detroit in their 4-1 victory there. But this huge, absolutely huge match for Detroit City FC in terms of points per game as things stand in the Midwest Premier League. Waits now. Gets a touch onto it.
Definitely set the tone for the next meeting that they have in just a couple weeks' time against these guys. Grand Rapids definitely has a lot of games to make up, and they'll have a schedule that might resemble their last 2 days. So we'll see after a strong start of 4-1-1 how good they can be in such a short period of time.
Another thing that makes this game pretty big is the West Michigan Bearings defeated Lansing Common yesterday. So Detroit City FC will know that result and know that it's very helpful if they can get 3 points today and try to almost make up for last Sunday in terms of them dropping 3 points and Detroit City FC gaining 3 points in just a 24-hour span. Kind of neutralizes that game out where Lansing won 3-0. Of course, Lansing Common visit Keyworth Stadium next Sunday in what will be a huge match in terms of the landscape of the Eastern Division of this Midwest Premier League. Good touch there by Brady Walker.
Absolutely.
Good ball, too, by Sean Ellis to find him. Harsh look forward. Landefeld.
His defense pretty good on their feet when it comes to picking out a pass.
Hepburn, good switch there. Header, the goalkeeper would have wanted to claim that one. Larson was peeling up his back shoulder. We'll go out for a throw in deep for Detroit City FC. Beautiful light towers here. Historic Keyworth Stadium.
Some would say they might be the best in the area.
I would argue that, yes. Good throw in. Shine Soga flicks it up. Good job, headed away. Mutana closes down. Brought to the ground.
Wow.
Stays on his feet, though. Tries to play in Larson. He could have maybe gone down there. I wouldn't see the referee waving off those appeals. Larson, good 1-2 there with Brady Walker. Nearly comes off for it.
Wasim Matana's dribbling is excellent. Definitely see a little bit of some street soccer resemblance in there. He's able to get up after taking contact, being able to dribble out, and couldn't find the end pass there.
Definitely played FIFA Street when he was growing up.
Absolutely.
Harsh wins it back. Sam Harshy, right-footed effort. Mutana tried to be there to clean up the scraps. Brady Walker now. Mutana tried to get on the end of it. Just kind of bounced around in the box. No one ever really had control of that one.
Grand Rapids just trying to desperately get that out.
Good job there by Harshy, though. Good run from sort of a defensive midfielder to create the space. Larson with the turn.
Excellent
was looking for the foul there. I was waiting for the whistle myself. Looked like it could have been a foul based on the way this game's been called so far.
Yeah. That's where Keith Larson's body comes back into play. That might
Calls
be the,
that one.
might be
Yeah,
the
tripped him up a
there.
little bit. Yep. Again, best light towers in the business. Keyworth Stadium, Hamtramck, Michigan. Even on a midday game like today, still need them.
Legend is that they were there before the field was.
There you go. Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know how accurate that is.
Shion Soga.
Puts
Good
it
ball
up.
into the
Larson's
box.
out there.
Jumped a little bit too early to Keith Larson. Dobson with the creativity. Looks like an intern's going to have to go behind the wall and grab that one.
Couldn't be us today.
Pouncing, hopefully, again.
Yeah, you definitely see what he was trying to do there, get the outside of the foot on that, but with how high that ball was.
And you see the 5 lights for each tower on them here.
Resembling the 5 stars that DCFC as a club has out of 5, you know.
Yeah, you walked into that one.
Mm-hmm.
Larson, good pressure there. Trying to win the ball back. Dobson. Hoping people forget about that volley. Good turn again by Larson. He can't be stopped right now. Keith Larson, right-footed ball in. Landefeld rises to it.
You like to see Landefeld kind of doing what Larson did right there and get it into maybe Keith in the up top.
Switch the roles there. Maybe we see a different outcome.
Maybe there'll be a change later on. Maybe Wasim comes off or moves over to the left and then give Keith Larson, who's definitely dominated the game thus far, up into the middle spot where he can be more lethal. But it almost looks like a man amongst boys with how he was able to dribble around, get the slide or get the spin move in.
Last couple of minutes, we've seen Landefeld in a more advanced, almost a striker position, as Brady Walker's beaten there by Winger, but the referee says that was a clean tackle, wins the ball back. Dobson was looking over at the referee, kind of waiting for the whistle maybe. Detroit City FC, LaRouge looking forward here.
And number 7, Lopez, just couldn't find the next step to his nice little run there to create something for Grand Rapids. Might have been unlucky without getting a call.
Good ball in over the top. Goes out of play for Detroit City FC throw-in. Going to need a measurement on those light towers at Keyworth Stadium here. Hepburn across. Finds Dobson. Gets it over to Harsh. Plays it forward. Larson, not the best touch we've seen out of him today. Nearly makes up for it by winning the ball back, but it's forward now. Josh Waits plays it up. Few touches there. Brady Walker glides past the Grand Rapids midfielder. Referee's gonna...
Our mystery man, number 5, definitely did a great job defending right there.
Of course, he is on a yellow card, so he's got to be careful going to ground there. 43 minutes gone, creeping up on stoppage time. Can't imagine there'll be too much. There's been a lot of fouls and things of that nature, but really only 1 goal in this one. Referee's trying to urge them on to take this throw in quickly. Grand Rapids not in a position to be wasting time or anything of that sort, so I don't think that had anything to do with it. Soga finds Mutana, who had his back to goal. goes forward now. Few touches here from Detroit City FC's back line. Haven't really had too much to do today. Sean Ellis had a few saves from, I wouldn't say good chances, but awkward chances for a goalkeeper.
Definitely a few inquiries.
Larson tries to keep this one down that far side, unable to do so.
Definitely a strong first half for Detroit City FC. Definitely a big response. It looks like we're getting a call from the main official, Leighton Kelly. Looks like we're going to get 1 minute of added time once we get to there.
Good win back by Walker, just unable to find Larson, Landefeld, or Dobson. Looks forward now. Landefeld back to Hepburn. Back to the captain, James Lee. Forward now. Brady Walker, of course, scored the winner in Detroit City FC's first ever match in the Midwest Premier League. Really good volley, bar and down. Now it's Mutana, 2 turns, and tries to play in Lachlan Hepburn. Just going to keep that one in play. Right-footed ball into the area. Going back for it was Dobson. He gets a head on it. Mutana tried to have the final say in that one. As we enter stoppage time. Good job there by Waits to get back and win that one. Miscommunication there from him, though. Slides in, though, makes up for it. Incredible display of defending there from Josh Waits, the Northwood University 4-year starter. Gonna say that one center referee originally gave it to Detroit City FC, but line judge, who was closer to it, gives it to Grand Rapids.
Yeah, Waits was definitely looking for Lee to come get the ball.
Again, line judge and center referee disagreeing on that one. Second call in a row. Detroit City FC sitting comfortably with a 1-0 lead. Not too much pressure from
currently playing with a
Grand
minute
Rapids.
of added time.
Waiting to see when they call. I bet they'll let them pick the free kick and then maybe a corner results from it or something of that sort. Free kick played in. Ellis didn't really look too confident on that one.
Wow.
Sam Harshey sees it go out. It'll be a goal kick to Detroit City FC. Some calls in the venue for a corner. Referee has the final say. Gives it to Sean Ellis. Just urging his team upfield. Just going to blast this one and hope to hear the whistle after doing so.
Absolutely taking his time, looking to get out of the rain we got going on here. I was going to say mist. It's almost looking like at this point.
It's been a steady rain all day. It's been picking up at times throughout this match, but referee hands in the air, mouth on the whistle. That'll be into the first half here at Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC enjoying a 1-0 advantage after 45. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on YouTube for the second half of this Midwest Premier League matchup. Welcome back to Keyworth Stadium for the second half of this Midwest Premier League matchup between Detroit City FC and BiH Grand Rapids. Currently, Detroit City FC up 1-0 due to a Keith Larson strike about midway through that first half. Chris, what did you see out of Detroit City FC in that first half?
Well, Detroit, after the first minute, was able to sustain possession and definitely get out there utilizing Keith Larson out on the left, who was able to get a wonderful goal, belt one in from outside the box in the top left. And that kind of possession that they've been able to sustain was what has put them in this position so far, being up 1-0.
Up until that point, Grand Rapids definitely weathered the storm.
Yeah, and the storm is now here.
I wouldn't call it a storm.
Winds picked up, rain's picked up a little bit. For those wondering, the stadium lights are still there, maybe waterproof.
You'd hope so. Ball played forward. Shiansoga now with
an Under Armour on.
Yeah, I don't know if he had that in the first half.
Absolutely not. He is definitely adapted to the weather.
Brady Walker on this near side. Plays the ball across. Dobson gets it back to Harsh. See the umbrellas come out here at Keyworth Stadium. Wind kind of hindering those a little bit.
Yep.
Brady Walker forward, edge of the area, running in. Keith Larson is found. Dribbles in. Keith Larson did well to create space. Shiansoga, edge of the area, right-footed effort. Kind of just blasts the Grand Rapids defender who's down for the count.
Hit him in one of those spots.
That's number 5. That's our mystery man again. Gorgeous view of the lights here at Keyworth Stadium. Kind of just negating the clouds and the rain.
Number 5's definitely had it.
See the replay of it here is we got Keith Larson dribbled in, did well to get it to his right foot, his powerful foot, and then had it away from Shiansoga.
Yeah, it's
unlucky.
Heartbreaking.
That's the number 5. He's on a yellow card.
Elusive, man.
Trainers now tending to him on the.
Not much a trainer could do for that one.
Ground. Just kind of had the wind knocked out of him probably a little bit.
Absolutely.
Have a break and play here. Of course, this is not the biggest football match of the day. We have, of course, the Euro 2020 final coming up at 3. I'm sure everyone's going to have eyes on that one. Chris, how are you thinking that one's going to play out today?
Well, I'll tell you what's on my hat right now. It's an England hat. But I'll tell you what, Josh Waits is definitely looking up at that clock right now, wondering if he's going to be able to get out of here at 3 o'clock and see where he can get himself to the nearest TV, as he is a Manchester, England native. You can only imagine how proud he is of where he's from to see his country do that, be in the Euro 2020 final.
He's definitely been in a WhatsApp group this week saying it's coming home to all of his friends and things of that nature.
Absolutely. You'd like to see Harry Kane have a performance like Keith Larson's having right now.
Harry Kane has posters of Keith Larson up in his bedroom.
I agree.
Getting ready. The trainer now walking the injured Grand Rapids player off the field. 48 minutes gone in this one, just into the second half. It's not a yellow card, so I wouldn't be shocked if he comes out of this game sooner rather than later.
He has picked up a couple of knocks throughout this game. He's been dispossessed a few times, definitely been on the wrong end of a few tackles. Saw him limping at the end of the last half, so definitely feel like he'd be the one to come off if a substitute were to happen soon.
You got to wonder, too. I mean, the fatigue
day.
some of these guys are in. I mean, they played 90 minutes yesterday against Inter Detroit, of course, a more rotated squad there.
Absolutely.
And
Detroit aren't, they're a physical side. They'll test you, with tackles, run you around.
It's not easy to play in a dome. That's
Absolutely.
For sure.
Can only imagine
Good
how physical that game was.
We see Mutana pressing Keith Larson sort of a little bit further back than he's been used to all day. As Mutana wins the ball back on this touchline, kind of bodied off of it a little bit. Going to be a foul. Decent position here for Shiansoga to shape a ball in. Looks like it's going to be him or Brady Walker. We've seen that happen. Brady Walker's going to be in a more advanced position. We'll get a look at it here. Mutana won the ball back and then was just kind of
gamesmanship off the ball.
Yeah, a little bit. Ball in here. Played into the box. Right-footed effort. Sort of a volley attempt there, I believe, from Kellen Landefeld, who has his head in his hands there. Not too happy with the way he struck that one.
Another one of those jump kicks where it's just have to get something on it, you feel, but, it's one of those you don't buy a ticket, can't win the raffle situations.
Dobson wins it back there. Good close control there by Brady Walker to almost win possession back for his side. Keep possession, excuse me.
Rondo
Grand Rapids.
rondo drill coming into play on that one.
Landefeld, good pressure there. Soga wins the header. Every time Shion Soga wins the header, we hear applause from the Detroit City FC bench. Got a foot in there. Otana back to Soga. Edge of the area. Ball into the box. Larson was there. Headed away. And then Grand Rapids look to break forward here. Ball put at the top. Josh Waits is going to have some pressure. Sean Ellis, good job there to win it back. Walker with extended arm to his back. Does well to stay on his feet. Going to go out for a Detroit City FC throw-in.
A little more energy from Grand Rapids thus far.
Yeah, we saw them come out of the start of the match, the first couple minutes they were the better team, and we'll see if this sustained pressure from them early in the second half can keep up. As Josh Waits does well to get on the end of that one. Great job, great tackle to keep the ball in play as well. Gives it right back to Grand Rapids though. Edge of the area, right-footed effort, not getting past Ryan Dobson. But still, this area of the field, Grand Rapids. Brady Walker does well to shield the ball, uses his body to shield the ball, and goes out for a Detroit City FC throw-in. Referee having a word here on the field. Looks like we did have a halftime substitute for Grand Rapids as Alexis Mendez has come to the match. As you see, number 5 come back onto the field following getting the okay from the trainer here at Keyworth Stadium.
Definitely a different presence up top for Grand Rapids with 15 coming in there. Like to see what he can do if you can put him in the box.
Walker there, pressing. Goes out for a Grand Rapids throw in deep. Taken quickly. Definitely giving themselves more time on the ball here.
Sean Soga looking to press up. Might have had a say in that errant pass.
Good touch from Dobson there. Lachlan Hepburn now on the far side has Mutana and Larson forward, both with their hands up wanting the ball. Mutana won the header. Larson has some space now. Not really looking to go forward on that occasion. It's back to Brady Walker on this near side touchline. Waits. Landefeld pushed off the ball there.
A lot of space if Walker can find it, and there he is.
Good touch from Brady Walker there, and tried to find Keith Larson, who was peeling off his man, unable to do so. Sam Harshey back to Walker now. Harsh. Forward now, Mutana trying to get on the end of this one, making the run. Nearly won it back there. It'll be a goal kick to Grand Rapids. As we see again, these light towers played a huge part in last night's 3-0 victory over Lansing United for the Detroit City FC women's first team. Played all 90 minutes. Did a great job.
I was able to watch the game on television last night as the field was illuminated by our infamous lights.
Because of the light towers, yeah. Good stuff.
Our famous light towers, excuse me.
Forward now. Grand Rapids really look more about it here. What does that say that? I believe that was Crawford Jr. takes a slide on the turf and falls down.
Couple slips I've seen from Grand Rapids. Might not have the right cleats out there.
Maybe not used to playing on turf like this.
Yep. Especially after, playing in the Dome yesterday. Evidently no rain in the Dome.
Got a substitute here getting ready for Grand Rapids.
Looks like Will Barton's coming on.
Be Keith Larson with the turn now. Larson head up, has Mutana and Soga with him. Keith Larson dribbles inside, dribbles outside again. Still has possession of the ball now. Edge of the area, Keith Larson, right-footed curler. Just a little bit too much sauce on that one and goes out for a Grand Rapids goal kick.
You can see the thought
Jay
there,
Torres
though.
We'll see a look at it again here. Thought about passing again. Just went for it.
Wasn't able to get his foot all the way around that.
Definitely was curling, though. We saw him score a goal similar to that from the opposite side against the West Michigan Bearings in that 3-0 victory for Detroit City FC. As we see Sean Mann back there taking a touch.
Layton Kelly didn't like that kickoff, so we're going to do it again.
Jake Torich distributing it to his left back. Interesting to see Grand Rapids distributing their center backs like this when they know how lethal Detroit City FC press has been all day and has been throughout the season. Talking to Coach Howie before the match, he said Detroit City FC under 23 side probably the easiest team to scout in the Midwest Premier League due to the quality of the live streams, and that's thanks to our production team.
Definitely got some great guys behind the scenes here.
Good pressure there from the Detroit City FC forwards. Sam Harshey wins the header. And sort of a collision of heads there. Referee might have to stop the game for that as the Grand Rapids player was down. Gets right back up, though. That was the recently substituted Will Barton. Sean Ellis here kind of having to chase his first touch and just play that one out of play.
They're safe and sorry right there. DCSC needs to get back a little bit more, and they have.
It's the first time we've seen a situation like that, though, from Detroit City FC, where it's kind of been high stakes. And it goes out for, I think it was offsides.
Yeah,
referee had his flag up on the near side.
Lopez might have strayed a little offside there. I haven't seen a lot of offsides today. Haven't been a lot of runs being made by Grand Rapids.
Game's definitely been played in the midfield.
Definitely won and lost in the midfield. The opening goal came from Keith Larson, who picked up a loose ball in the midfield and then was able to take it all the way down, take it himself.
Ellis blasts it up. Dobson wins the header. Walker tries to win it back there. Picks the pocket of Grand Rapids forward. Soga tried to win the header there. Landefeld pressing Crawford Jr. Good skill there. We're starting to see Grand Rapids really grow into this one in its early second half so far.
Seeing a lot more movement from their number 9, Chris Mendez, coming into the midfield to help out. Be able to go back up top, but
sometimes it's
not enough service for him so far.
When you're not getting service, we often see some of the best strikers in the world drift backwards to try to create the play for themselves and just try to be involved, get as many touches as you can, and hopefully open up some of your players making overlapping runs behind you. As we see, good win there by Dobson. Forward thinking. That was Hepburn that tried to play that one in. Not really sure to who. Maybe just a clearance, but Mutana pressing. Shion Soga thought he maybe won the ball there. Was looking at the referee. Didn't think that was a foul. More of a 50-50 in my eyes, as James Lee has some defending to do now. Grand Rapids trying to set up shop, get a shot on target for the first time in a little while in this one. Bounces over the head of Hepburn, or excuse me, Landefeld will go out for a Grand Rapids throw.
Definitely a different first half, as Grand Rapids has enjoyed most of the ball so far in the second half. Like we said earlier, Detroit City FC enjoyed a majority of the possession in the first half.
Not just the majority, they made it count with the goals, with the chances they had, but we see a ball over the top
looks
here.
Like offside. It is.
Looked like it was going to be offsides that whole time.
Mendez might have gotten a little excited after finally seeing some potential daylight for him. He just drifted off.
Get a good look at the clouds here. One of my favorite classes in college so far has been meteorology. Get a good look at the clouds there. Larson, pressure. And then we see it just offside there over the top. It was a close call from the line judge. Grand Rapids coach couldn't believe it on the sidelines, but Sean Ellis is going to take this one. Looks like he'll just blast it upfield. Crawford Jr. does well to rise to it. only as far as Lachlan Hepburn. He just kind of throws his body at the Grand Rapids midfielder and plays a pass up top. Ellis is going to run out in this one. Miscommunication at the back. Josh Waits is going to have to put out that fire.
That was definitely a little ill-advised from Sean Ellis there. James Lee looked like he had that comfortability, and if Sean Ellis just stayed back where he could, James Lee could have passed it back to him, but James Lee probably made the right call there, taking it out, kicking it out to the right towards Waits.
We saw a similar goal like that conceded when Lake St. Clair FC came to play here at Keyworth Stadium. It was a miscommunication at the back between James Lee and Sean Ellis that led to that goal. History has not repeated itself here yet today.
Waits is finding a run forward right now as he's out on the left.
Keith
Larson. Harsh has stepped back to fill in the spot. Center back right now. So Waits makes his way back.
Landefeld, really, really good strength there from Kellen Landefeld, the Michigan State Spartan. A lot of people who I talked to around the Michigan State Spartan program really like what they see out of Kellen Landefeld and are excited about how he develops as his time at Michigan State continues. As Larson does well to run over to that one. It's pushed out of play. Looks like it'll be Detroit City FC throw in deep. Michael Kitchen with the touch there. See one Detroit City FC substitute warming up down there. Sanad Yaha, excited for him to come in. And
I'd like to see someone else take this throw on. Have Walker take in, put the ball on Larson's big frame, but
could be a 1-2 situation.
Absolutely.
As well.
A little close to being offside, and that's exactly what happened. It's the tough part about having a 1-2 situation when you're that close to the line.
61 minutes gone, though. I think Detroit City FC, although they haven't come out of the half as well as they started or ended that first half, they're still probably comfortable in their 1-0 advantage so far.
Absolutely. Still 30 minutes left to play here.
The closest chance, I think, for Grand Rapids was that miscommunication at the back between James Lee and Sean Ellis. Good job there by Lachlan Hepburn. Wins it over Harshy. Tackle there, number 15, the substitute. Alexis Mendez tried to win that one back in the midfield as Larson looked to be set through there with a run. Too much speed on that through ball over the top. Both benches starting to sound a little bit more lively as coaches bark their instructions to their sides as we creep into the final 30 minutes of this one.
James Lee is just everywhere.
Ever present in the Detroit City FC defense.
Willing to make every tackle, every pass.
We're seeing from Detroit City FC is good, though, that they have the ability to slow the game down a little bit, maybe take a breather, set them up for the final 20, 15 minutes of this one.
Interesting from Leighton Kelly there to blow the whistles. It looked like Larson might have had some chances, but doesn't seem like Detroit's too upset about the call. To not play advantage there. We'll see what James Lee, who we were just talking about how great his passing is, can see who he can find. Looks like he's going out to the box with Larson out there. Walker unable to get anything in there.
Referee.
Grand Rapids looking for a foul there, saying that Soga might have had a foot up, but Leighton Kelly not convinced.
Going to be a throw into Detroit City FC, even though there are appeals. I've never really seen a referee change his decision. I don't think we're going to see that right now. Just a throw in taken by Brady Walker.
Someone might get a talking to here for talking too much. Yep. That's exactly what's happened here is one of the center backs is booked.
That'll be number
30. Samuel.
Gets the yellow card. You want to take a shot at that last name there, Chris?
Squivio.
There you go.
Yep. Sorry.
Yellow card. That's the first yellow card we're able to identify. Number 5, of course, has one. It's now 2 Grand Rapids players with the yellow card caution.
Yep.
None so far for the Detroit City FC side.
Number 30 might be stuck in Leighton's match official's head, and after getting a yellow card for barking at him for the no call. So see how that develops. Now he's in a position where he Better not be making
Good
any game-saving
job
tackles,
by Larson. Yeah, it's always tough when you have a center back on a yellow card.
especially for something that wasn't a foul, wasn't a play-defining thing, just a mental.
Landefeld trying to get the ball down and send Mutana through. No subs yet from Detroit City FC. Ball played forward by Torich. Headed away by Waits. Dobson now
Great
has
position
some
for
space to
Waits.
run. Dobson taking it on his own, dribbles past. Excuse me, that's harsh. Now it's Dobson. Waits. Brady Walker did well to keep it in there. Dribbling. Put the Grand Rapids player to the ground and then is fouled. Referee's going to hopefully play the advantage there. Left-footed ball in.
It goes out.
Out of play for a corner. I actually don't think the referee played the advantage there. Reaching into his pocket. Yellow card coming out.
Oh, absolutely. You commit a cynical foul like that, diving and holding on to the player's jersey to make him go down, regardless of it, if it's called immediately. That is a yellow
So
card.
here dribbled past one of the players, and yeah, just, man, taken down there. Jose Chepe Lopez there gets the yellow card caution in the 66th minute of this one, and that's always going to be a yellow card. Didn't even try to play the ball. Can't play the ball when you're reaching up someone's shoulder. Corner coming in, headed away and out for another corner
Yeah, 3 yellows now,
for Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids. And we
Yeah.
have a substitute coming on.
Again,
Yep, here are our lights. As you
Gorgeous.
might have seen, our other camera may or may not
that'd be a
have
great
been
view to
attacked.
watch the match from up there by
Absolutely.
those lights.
Not really a big heights guy, though, so
No?
not
Yeah.
for me.
Probably definitely be hoisted up there.
Yeah.
He'd be locked in. Substitute here for Grand Rapids is
Number 11, Eddie Burgich.
coming in. Not sure. One of the players just going to take the long way back to the Grand Rapids bench. They're, of course, in no position to waste time right now. Need a goal here at some point to make this game interesting. Ball into the box corner. Leaping to it was Lee. Goes all the way back to Sam Harshey. Ball in. Tries to find Larson immediately. Substitute is making a name in this one. Larson goes to ground.
Got another sub queuing up for Grand Rapids. Number 6, Dennis Begovic. Looks like DCFC's getting subs getting instructions right now.
Just a good day for infrastructure. Getting a lot of showtime today.
Absolutely.
It's really good stuff to see. All the storms we've had lately. Good job keeping the lights on here to the Keyworth grounds crew. Shout out to Kevin and his interns for all that. Good substitution here is
Wasim's coming off, so maybe we'll see a change in formation, see how they play this.
Ali Nasser coming on. Came on in Lansing.
Looks like he's going to take up the same spot as Wasim, keeping Keith Larson out on the left.
Ali Nasser came on in Lansing. Made an impact. He hasn't appeared too much this season, but
One of those players, like you said, that
Keith
probably going to get some more
Larson.
opportunities.
right-footed strike. Larson
Ooh.
was a rocket. I don't know. Grand Rapids goalkeeper definitely got a hand on that one. Got the ball tonally. One thing was on his mind. It was the shot.
He's feeling it today. Definitely
Definitely
not
is.
somebody you want to give some time and space like they did there.
Looks like it went off the Grand Rapids defender. Keith Larson had a big bowl of Wheaties this morning. He's playing like a champion out there. Looks like it's going to be Brady Walker to run over and take this corner. Everyone as tall as in the box. James Lee's up there. Keith Larson. Josh Waits.
So he wants to make a near post run here. It's going to go far post.
Waits on it. Headed in, and
Oh.
last touch by Kellen Landefeld, who I believe just taps it over the bar.
Another one of those jumping karate kicks towards the ball.
See it
Another
here.
one that goes over.
Went far post. Good job there. Waits. Looked like right off the training ground was that one. And then Landefeld never really had the right angle on that one. It goes over. 69 minutes gone. Nearly 70. Cleared away by James Lee. Chested down. Larson leaves it for Soga. That was high football IQ there, who plays the ball over the top. Keith Larson just collision there with the goalkeeper.
The goalie was lucky to get the ball there.
Kind of, it looks like Larson didn't want to throw a leg at it. We'll see it here. Soga plays the ball over the top. Larson just, hesitated to throw a leg at it, which is good. You don't want to see that. It would have struck.
Definitely would have been a little high.
Good ball, though, by Soga, and really smart football IQ there from Larson to leave it to him. Good job by Sam Harsher there, trying to get the ball back, and Josh Waits just a casual foot at it to keep Grand Rapids away from that one. Foul there.
By Alexis Mendez, who definitely got the better of Cheyenne Soga there.
See it here. Soga just, I mean, that's a foul every day of the week, even on Sunday. Alexis Mendez lucky to not get a yellow card there.
Good to see Soga get up from that, too.
Big paper towel guy, myself. Sean Ellis now, goal kick. Ali Nasser trying to make an impact in this one.
Excellent job keeping that in, playing a pass out of that. Looked like it was going out for sure, and he was able to kick a leg out at that. Nasir now. Brady Walker sees his pass intercepted and goes out for a throw-in, which he'll take himself.
Ball goes out for another deeper throw-in. Gained about 15 yards on that one.
Yep.
See the advantage of having these football lines is being able to know how far the play's moved. Ali Nasser there gets his first touch, and to go the other way.
Tough break there. Nasir. Lee's able to head that out to the midfield. Now Grand Rapids looking to collect. Swing the ball to the left for Crawford Jr. And he throws it up, and he is unable to find Alexis Menez.
Ellis is going to fall onto that one. Take as much time with this one as he and the referee are comfortable with. Not on the point where you don't want to start wasting time, but it's definitely not a bad idea to maybe take things a little bit more slowly to try to see this one out. Not really have had the most attacking chances, so 1-0 lead, though. Goals do change games. Good win there by Brady Walker. Landefeld. Touch took it away from him. Sam Harshy does well to turn the Dexter High School, formerly Dexter High School, now Yale University midfielder. See a throw in now maybe for Detroit City FC. We're having conversations of who to take this. I'm sure some gamesmanship involved with that one.
Well, it looks like he gave
free kick, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was dancing through a lot of Grand Rapids players there, and looks like Leighton Kelly gave a foul in there. Let advantage play out.
Good header back by Larson in the path of Brady Walker, who was unable to really control that first touch, but again, just on display the football IQ out of number 13 in red. Keith Larson, been my man of the match so far. Has to be.
Wonder what other subs we'll see from Detroit. They should all be fresh after a week off of playing. I wonder who will come in next. Just the striker coming in next year for Wasim Mutana. Maybe some fresh legs in the wide areas would help them out.
Ali Nasser was 5 centimeters away there from being through on goal with that tackle. Shion Soga finds Walker on the near side, who finds Dobson. Really silky ball there by Walker, playing their own game right now. Shion Soga.
See what he can do.
Thought about switching play there to Lachlan Hepburn. Finally gets over to him. Inside Landefeld. It's a good composed possession here from DCFC. Ball in the air. Ali Nasser takes a touch. Not able to get the shot off. Anything really coming off there. And now Grand Rapids have to start committing bodies forward sooner or later.
Dobson comes in with a nice tackle to stop the break and is looking to delegate the ball now. Sear with a few nice step overs. Finds Larson.
Gets
back
back
to Nasir.
Nasser. Ball over the top. Keith Larson takes one touch, just not really had the direction on it, had the pace on it. The keeper was rooted to his spot. See it here, just a really silky play from those two. Good ball over the top, onside, just unable to direct it home, and he knows that was a golden opportunity to seal this game.
That was some great chemistry from the two of them. Both on the same wavelength, able to make the 1-2 there. Larson would love to have that one back. That's definitely a tough one.
The chemistry is interesting, too, considering the fact that Ali Nasser's not a player who's been in this side much this season. So good to see him come in. And like I said before, Javi Bautista, head coach of this side, was really keen on integrating some of these guys who've been on the bench for a lot of the year, saying that the success now, from now to the end of the season, hinges on those people to integrate themselves into the team.
Yeah, that's definitely something that'll catch the coach's eye right there. Able to work with one of the best players on the side, Keith Larson, get him a golden opportunity. Fortunately, the ball has found its way down the ramp. Walker's got one now. He's throwing it in. Gonna try to find Larson. He couldn't. Dobson kicks it forward to Larson, who is taken down.
Referee's going to have no problem blowing his whistle there. Detroit Shion Soga's going to walk over to this one. Interesting decision there to, like Grand Rapids player, to put that ball away from where the foul was given. Gives Detroit City FC a little bit more time to think about this one, we'll say, a little bit more. Sun's starting to come out in some places here over Keyworth Stadium.
Lucky us.
Sam Harshy dribbling in, beating 2 or 3 Grand Rapids players and finding the ball out to Kellen Landefeld. Overlapping run here by Lachlan Hepburn, right-footed ball into the box. Nasser rising to it, unable to put anything on it. And Landefeld wins back possession. James Lee plays it back to Sean Ellis. That was Lachlan Hepburn.
Sean Ellis makes it kind of close back there. Is able to find a Detroit player.
Larson's into space here between these Grand Rapids defenders, as well as Brady Walker on this near side. If they can find up and get a switch going here, Brady Walker's in acres of space.
And he found him.
Tried to find him. A little bit more mustard on that one. Maybe could have put in the path of Brady Walker. Good pressure there from Landefeld. Lee, not the header he would have liked there. And now Grand Rapids here have a chance to break. Ball to this near side. Ellis is going to fall on that one. Maybe check his gloves are on right. Gets it right out to Dobson. Grand Rapids head coach Hume yelling from up here. Would have liked to see some more pressure on that with Sean Ellis not really between the sticks before we played that ball. James Lee finds Landefeld. Dobson back to Landefeld. Foul there. That'll be his second foul for the substitute.
Definitely a careless.
Almost as careless as his first one was. Referee happy to just warn him maybe one more time. See another substitute getting ready here for Grand Rapids to come in. That'll be John Chile Vasquez getting ready to enter the match for the visitors. Not really sure who's going to come out here as we hear the Grand Rapids coach barking the phrase 4-4-2 to his team. So we'll see a change in formation here from Grand Rapids. They try to find something late. Try to get an equalizer, hit the road with 1 point here from Keyworth Stadium.
It's Jake Pellerito coming off.
Decent performance up top with what he was given. I mean, he really didn't have a lot of service all day. He looked lively some stages of that first half. Didn't really see much of him in the second. Nearly minute 80 here at Keyworth Stadium. Grand Rapids is going to find something. It's got to be soon.
Crawford's taken down there. They're going to earn themselves a free kick right at the halfway line. Takes it short and gives the ball up.
Forward now, Larson just unable to corral that first touch.
That was almost a dangerous ball. It was a great job of Hepburn to read that properly and clear it.
Soga bodies forward now for DCFC. Larson unable to get that first touch. Harshy does well. Brady Walker. Referee's going to lower his whistle there. Foul. You see a substitute coming in here for Detroit City FC. Jack Straberger. Referee has a talking to Sam Harshy. Says he was the culprit in that one. Wanted to calm things down. Yellow card issued, I believe, to Sam Harshy, who's got to be held back by his teammates. Like to calm things down here a little bit. Referee now having a shouting match with head coach Javi Bautista.
Yeah, it's for my time as a red hat, seeing a replay here. Yeah.
I mean, that was after the foul, too, so that's interesting there. And then got up. I think he might have got the yellow card for the words there, did Sam Harshy.
Definitely a tough yellow card to get there. Feel like he was on the receiving end of that interaction.
We see the substitute now happening. Shion Soga coming off for number 25, Jack Straberger. Brought to the ground there. Ali Nasser goes to ground. Grand Rapids here looking to get something going following that yellow card. Ryan Dobson tries to win the ball back.
See what kind of formation that DCFC kind of goes into now to soak up this pressure as they took their creative Soga off.
Ali Nasser tried to win that one back. Tough moment for the Grand Rapids goalkeeper. Nasser's going to press it, but really composed recovery there by Jay Torich.
He's still out of position.
Still out of position. Tried to look up there. Lachlan Hepburn not able to get a shot off there. Could have gone for the spectacular.
That was a key tackle from Waits to come pick that ball up. It looked like they could have. Grand Rapids definitely would have been on the counter.
Brady Walker, left-footed ball in. Grand Rapids, we're going to start to see their urgency pick up a little bit. Only one goal in this game. One goal separates the two sides. Just joining us, that was Keith Larson in the first half. Goal that he'll be sharing on his social medias for a while to come. Ball forward.
Game's definitely picked up speed since that yellow card was given.
I think Grand Rapids glanced up at the clock and realized we're running out of time to get something here. Ali Nasser heads it up.
He's going to win the second ball, but he's going to kick it out of bounds. In for a Grand Rapids throw in. They'll look to take it quick.
TFC definitely lost some of their, I don't want to say composure up top, but just those few errant touches ever since Wasim Mutan has come off the field. Lost some of that. I'll use the word control up top. Into the area, Lachlan Hepburn. Jack Straberger, the substitute, does well to see that one out for a corner kick. Detroit City FC is going to few bodies back. Grand Rapids, really no choice here but to commit a ton of people forward for this late match corner. Like I mentioned,
Hear the urgency from some Grand Rapids fans here, pushing their team to get forward and speed things up as the clock's ticking down on them.
That was a good throw and catch sequence there from a water bottle from Grand Rapids number 11, who's immediately going to touch the ball now. Ali Nasser closing down. Harshiana, yellow card. Throw in now for Detroit City FC. Of course, said it earlier in the broadcast, this is BiH Grand Rapids' second 90 in 2 days. Beat Inter Detroit 4-1 yesterday, and now they're here at Keyworth Stadium. Of course, the West Michigan Bearings played 2 matches in 1 day yesterday, so starting to get to the business end of the season here in the Midwest Premier League Eastern Division. Detroit City FC has played 10 games, while BiH Grand Rapids has 4 games in hand, so they got to do some catching up. We see a foul here, goes against them.
Definitely a foul there on Vasquez. One of the substitutes playing up top now in that 4-4-2.
Definitely Hair kind of stands out there on the field.
Oh, absolutely. I'd like to know where he gets his hair done.
Bleached situation.
Something you're pretty familiar with.
Yeah, I bleached my hair a few times. Good stuff. Sean Ellis, long goal kick here. Larson looked like he was going to rise to it, but lets it run past. Ali Nasser's going to put some pressure there on Jay Torich.
Jay Torch, who isn't afraid to come out for the ball, as we've just seen in the last couple minutes.
Blast that one forward. A really powerful goal kick there. Nearly had his team win the header as well. Sam Harshy's got to be careful here. Big light tower infrastructure guy.
The light tower 1-2 with the...
There you go.
Yep.
Paper towel.
Paper towel. Unbelievable.
Good stuff. Ball forward here, Grand Rapids. Again, we're going to start seeing Detroit State doesn't get a possession here. They have to start committing people forward, which will then open up at the back. A deep throw in here going the way of Grand Rapids.
James Lee and Hepburn just couldn't find themselves at that little corner over there.
Headed. Waits away. Nasser there. Does well to just flick it over his head. Larson pressing it now. Dobson forward. Keith Larson gets a touch. Not really anything of substance, though. Ali Nasser tried to get on the end of that one. Good pressure there. Brady Walker.
Well, it would be dangerous if he was able to find the 1-2 there.
Vasquez was deep on that one.
And he had Begovic on the right making the run. We just couldn't find him. Looks like we're going to get another incident here.
Not sure what that was for. Maybe for some sort of off-the-ball extracurricular activity. Looks like he just kind of maybe pushed Lachlan Hepburn on that far side. See it here. Sean Ellis comes out, claims the ball, and just pushes.
Yeah, it was definitely
Hepburn.
Yeah, you just saw him coming at him and just threw an arm out.
It was a high arm, though.
Yeah, it was definitely something the ref saw as malicious or unnatural. Yep. Yeah. Want to make sure he keeps the remainder of this game in control.
Before he gives it the other way, especially with that yellow card and the intensity we saw on that one when Sam Harshy was put into the book.
Looks like that was an offside from Detroit.
Can have the goalkeeper take this one at about, what is that, the 30-yard line on the football field. So he's definitely up out of his zone here if he happens to turn it over, but nearly every Grand Rapids player forward. Ball coming in. Brady Walker unable to win the header there. Cleared away. Detroit City FC in full defense mode now. Minute 88.
This paper towel comes in.
Back to the light towers.
Make
Back
sure
to
we
the paper towel.
Make sure we catch the rest of this outing.
We've got everything
perfectly. Oh, we got something in the box.
Saw there. Sean Ellis, referee, might have missed a handball. Now, I do think it went off Cullen Landerfeld's hand. I do not believe it was intentional. He didn't put his arm out his natural position.
Ball was really close to him when it kicked.
And we don't have VAR here.
No, we do not. Luckily.
See it here.
We do have replay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a referee's going to give that.
I think, personally, it comes more off the top of his arm.
And he tried to pull it away from his, I don't think that's malicious at all. And it's interesting to see how defenders and really.
Well, that's an ill-advised back pass that is dealt with perfectly by Josh Waits.
It's interesting to see how, these players adjust to the new handball rule, which seems to change every single year.
Hopefully this one's here to stay.
Yeah.
It was just coming to grips with the latest one until it was changed.
Changed it, it's like quarterly. They changed the handball rule.
Which I don't know how they can do that when majority of the seasons are going and implement that.
Harshy now. Forward, Landefeld, just not enough on that one.
Maybe we'll come back and get that now.
89.5 minutes. Urgency starting to pick up for the visitors. Forward now, just cleared away.
I'm seeing
Ali Nasser wins it back, turns, runs. Probably advised to just maybe run into the corner here, but Larson's in some space. Referee says there's a foul on that far side, edge of the area, and referees looking in his pocket.
Looked like Leighton Kelly there communicate with the fourth official that he's going to want 3 minutes of that added time. And that's what we'll get. So DCSU will look to soak up some clock right here.
Decent position this. I wouldn't be too surprised if they just had a dude stand in the corner and just have it go there. But we see the Detroit City FC entire back line just out of the mid. Only about 2 Detroit City FC players in the box. Excuse me.
They don't want to get caught out.
Nasser ball in right to the goalkeeper. I don't think Coach Javi Bautista is too happy with that one. Good pressure there from Josh Waits. Pretty high up in the field, all things considered. Dobson, powerful. He's going to go out. Referee's going to say that was a foul against Detroit City FC. So we enter the 90th minute here at Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC up 1-0. It would be a huge victory in terms of the landscape of this Eastern Division of the Midwest Premier League.
Looked like Leighton Kelly saw a foul there. I'm not sure.
Everybody forward for Grand Rapids. They can get something in here. It could spell danger. Ball in. Sean Ellis collects it. And he's going to take his time here distributing this one, urging his team upfield. I think
looked like he went up like Randy Moss to go get that right over Chris Mendez.
Ball, Strayberger thought he was going to be through there. Quick move there by the ball boy. Don't know who's signing his paycheck there. We often see tactical decisions from ball boys there. Ball forward. Nasser going to try to get a foot on this one. Hits it right at the Grand Rapids center back. He's going to do well to turn his man, though. Waiting for the pass. Landefeld gets it now. Excuse me, that was Lachlan Hepburn. Back to Nasser. Just kind of passing around Grand Rapids, running some time off the clock. That's not going to do it. Brady Walker back.
Nice bit of juggling there. Larson challenges that ball.
Goes out of play on that far side. Can't be much stoppage time left. Grand Rapids, no, they don't have many attack situations remaining. Huge long ball over the top. James Lee and Sean Ellis is going to let it roll. Gets his hands on it, falls down on it just to make sure.
Can only imagine there's less than 30 seconds.
Referee glances down at his watch. Speaking to Ryan Dobson, certainly not about the weather. Sean Ellis taking his time before blasting it forward. Landefeld, nothing doing there. Headed on. Josh Waits is just going to hit it. Referee, 3 blows of the whistle. That'll do it for us at Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC holds on following the first half goal from Keith Larson and picks up a crucial 3 points in the Eastern Division of the Midwest Premier League. I've been Jarrett Mackey with Chris Mills. We appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.